Hey, what is up, guys? This is TriCitiesGamer, otherwise known as Paul. Most of you guys might know me by that, some of you might not. I've been asked to do a Draw My Life by a couple people, so I figured I'd let you guys in on my life. First, we're going to start with me being born. On November 2nd, 1985, is when my mom and dad had me. I was born at 8 a.m. and can't really remember my measurements. My parents said I was a normal size. Yes, my hair was red, fire engine red at that. It was definitely bright red. Um, but that supposedly is what my grandmother wanted. That was her favorite. So, you have my dad, who is Paul Sr. Um, he was a paid firefighter when I was born back in New Jersey for the city of Wildwood. He then, I think, either either right before I was born or right after, he switched to the Air National Guard, which is the Air Force, where he was a firefighter and he grew through the ranks to be second in command as the first assistant chief. And then you have my mother. Her name is Judith or Judy. That's what everybody calls her, Judy. Um, she's by far my best friend. Um, she worked for the state of New Jersey until my brother Adam was born. So that's my mom and dad. They're great parents. I definitely got a great set of parents. Okay, now flipping forward to 1991, the day my life changed for good and bad. My middle brother Eric was born, so yeah, I wasn't the baby anymore, and I lost my baby status, and it was all about Eric. But it's okay. Yeah, I'm not. Back then, I was like, oh, only child's gone, and now I gotta share it. But in 1995, my youngest brother and last sibling was my brother Adam. When my brother Adam was born, that's when my mom stopped working to be a stay-at-home mom. My dad continued in the Air Force, traveling and all that kind of stuff. So it was, I guess you could say I was a military brat, I guess you want to call it. But luckily, we didn't have to move around. Um, I was trying to draw a fireman axe, but it really didn't work out too well. It just looks like I don't even know, a retarded hammer. And that's supposed to be a fire hat, but as you can tell, I can't draw worth a crap. So that's my dad. Here's my mom. And then there's going to be me, Eric, and Adam. We are a very close family. We stick by each other. At least we try to. My brother Eric, me and him had a falling out a couple years back. We worked together as EMTs, and it got kind of bad because we were partners and we started to fight a lot. And ever since then, we really haven't talked at all. Holidays we play that we get along for my mom, but it kind of sucks. It really upsets me, and I don't I don't like it. I love my family, but I don't know. I guess I just have to let it go and see what happens. But back to me. All throughout school, I was a heavier kid. I wore glasses, had red hair, so it's like I had three of the biggest things that people like to pick on. Um, I was made fun of all through school. I was called fat. I was called four eyes. And the sad part is the kids who I thought were my friends really weren't, because they also always picked on me. Um, like one or two of them really didn't pick on me. They actually liked to hang out and do things together. But some of the kids in the group, I was their go-to scapegoat to make fun of. Also, I was called a redheaded stepchild all the time. I used to hate that. I really didn't understand what it meant back then, but I do now, and I don't really like it at all. So 2004 rolled around. It was time for me to say later to all the assholes and everybody who picked on me, put me down, and just treated me like crap. Um, Teachers included. Even teachers used to pick on me. It was just like I was that kid who, no matter what I did, it was something wrong. Even though I was straight A student all through high school, all through grade school. So it kind of really upsets me that I was that kid. Um, Now here comes probably one of the saddest parts of my life. It is really hard to talk about. I'm gonna try not to get upset while I talk about it because it's really touchy and I still suffer from it. But in 2006, I started to kind of hate everybody, hate everything. I was with a really abusive ex. She mentally abused me like crazy. Trust me, she didn't beat on me. She would have got hers. But I decided, you know what, screw this. Nobody loves me anymore. Nobody cares. So I'm going to sign up for the military and see what happens. If I get killed, I get killed. If not, whatever. I'll make some money. But as it went along, I went through boot camp. I was called the Gomer Pile of my company. All I did, even in the military, was got picked on. I went in the Army at 250 pounds. I got out of basic training at 170. Even my last day at boot camp and AIT school, which is the training to learn what you've got to be, I was told I was still a fat piece of shit. When I got to my duty station in Fort Campbell, I was always told that I should die, I should kill myself, that I'm a worthless piece of shit, a waste of life, all that kind of stuff. So, of course, it made me sad because I didn't have my family or anybody around to talk to about it. I was kind of on my own. So, if you hear that every day, all day, just for no reason, just because you're not liked, you get to that point in your life where you're just like, you know what, I don't care anymore. And that's where I got. Sorry. I one night just said, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I took a bottle of 250 extra strength Tylenols, which is really stupid. That's not the way to try. 250 extra strength Tylenol, it's a brand new bottle. I downed the whole bottle, and then I had a 30 pack of beer, and I drank that in about a 2-hour period. And then I went to sleep hoping I never woke up again. That next morning, they were doing a surprise drug test, and my battle buddy came to wake me up because I didn't get up. And somehow, I don't know, I woke up. I was sick as can be. I was throwing up. I was supposedly whiter than white. I made a white crayon look dark. And that ended me up in the hospital. I spent a little over a week in the hospital. I got put on suicide watch, at which means I was babysat all day long, every day until I got out of the hospital. I really hit a low point in my life, and at one point I wish, I did die. But then after I think about it, I'm kind of happy that, however it happened, I still made it. You know, um, after that week in the hospital, what I like to call Looney Tune land, I got stuck going to a psychiatric rehab for a week for military personnel. Um, that by far was the scariest experience of my life, being around other people who had the same problem, because I didn't think I was that bad. But after that, the military heard my story, heard what was going on, and decided that it'd be best if they medically discharged me due to psychiatric issues, due to command staff treating me like they did. It was definitely a low point in my life. I hate talking about it. I don't like people looking at me like I'm crazy, but you can look at me any way you want. So I flew back home, and I was out of the military and was back with my family. And then a couple years later, all that happened in 2007. In 2008, after I took a little break, I went back to school, and I got the dream job of my life. I've wanted to be one since I was a kid. So I became a New Jersey certified EMT. I would continue this job for 6 years. I am still certified now. I'm just not doing it right now. So I worked for various places. Then I settled down for a township that I lived in, and I knew the chief and all that. So I worked for them. But in 2011, I started working for a new company. Getting that job, I never knew it would change my life for the best and give me somebody who supports me. But I met my wife, Cindy. We started dating in July of 2011, and a couple weeks later, I proposed to her because we both talked about what we wanted in life and what was going on and everything like that. But she said yes, so I was like, awesome, That was a complete shot in the dark about asking that soon. But, what's the worst that can happen? She says no and runs away. It wouldn't be the first time that's happened to me. So then at the beginning of 2012, my wife's aunt and uncle decided to tell us that we should move to Tennessee, that they would help us out and let us stay there until we got on our feet, which was a complete lie because they kicked us out after a month. So we were in a whole new state with nobody, with nothing, trying to survive month to month on just my wife working because I had so much trouble trying to find work. So it was just downright horrible, and I hate it here and can't wait to go home. But then October 25th came of 2013. This is by far, other than my wedding day, the greatest day of my life. I am so happy and thankful for it. On that day, my wife gave birth to our baby girl. Her name is Erin Elizabeth. She was born at 8:20 in the morning. She was 7 pounds 11.5 ounces, 19 inches, and she was a screamer. My wife had a C-section, and the baby's head just popped out, and that girl was screaming her head off. It was hilarious. But yeah, that is by far one of the greatest moments in my life, and I would never change anything in the world for that. I'm going to backpedal a little bit. In 2008, I also had a son with a complete piece of shit of a girl who just completely ruined my life. And yeah, I don't even want to get into it. Unless somebody asks, then I'll talk about it in a video. But she just is by far the biggest piece of shit in the world. And I could say that's probably the one person in the whole world that I freaking hate and don't care what happens to her, to be honest with you. But I'd just like to thank you guys for watching. YouTube has been a big help for me because with all the issues that came from the military, with all of that, I have extremely bad anxiety and bipolar now and all that kind of stuff. So YouTube really helps me keep my mind off of things, and I get to do something I love. I love video games. I love messing around on the computer and stuff like that. So, and all the support I've been getting, I've hit 1,000 subscribers and almost 10,000 views, and it's just awesome. So, I want to thank you guys and tell you how much I appreciate you. And hopefully you like this video. If you have any questions or want me to go in more detail about something, just let me know, and we will go from there. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. See you.